Breaking news. Putin's death will not lead to political reform in Russia, claims Kyiv official. There have been unsubstantiated reports circulating online that Russian President Vladimir Putin has passed away in recent days. The Kremlin insists its leader is in good health, but a senior Kyiv official predicts little will change in Russia even after Putin's death. If you think that will be the end of the world, we disagree. Everyone must cross over to the other side eventually. The same goes for Putin. According to Danilov, 99.9% or more of his country's people want this to take place immediately. And, as for his health, this man was not in his right mind when he made the decision to invade a country that they claimed was a sibling, he continued. Only a lunatic would take on problems like that. As a result, he never enjoyed optimal health. While the majority of EU leaders supported providing Ukraine with additional financial aid to help it fight a Russian invasion on Friday, Hungary and Slovakia expressed reservations in advance of a decision that must be made unanimously by the bloc in December. An additional €50 billion, $52.80 BLN, in aid to Kyiv is among the proposed additional expenditures through 2027 that the EU executive has proposed be financed through a revision to the bloc's shared budget. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said after talks with his EU peers at a summit in Brussels, "I have the impression that we will decide what is necessary for Ukraine's financial stability. And I don't think the fact that there are some varying opinions on the quality of the concrete will change anything." The European Commission, the EU's executive body based in Brussels, announced this week that the EU has provided Ukraine with a total of nearly €83 billion in aid since Russia invaded in February 2022. The bloc has sanctioned Russia multiple times and sent money and weapons to Ukraine. The gathering was intended to showcase the bloc's unwavering backing for Kyiv. Ukraine and its people will have the EU's strong financial, economic, humanitarian, military, and diplomatic support for as long as it takes, the leaders of the EU said in a joint statement. The Slovak Republic has joined Hungary. In the bloc, Hungary has been the most outspoken critic of this strategy. Robert Fico of Slovakia, who was sworn in as Prime Minister for a fourth time on Wednesday and attended his first EU summit that same day, took a very similar stance. Orban, who just met with Russian President Vladimir Putin, declared on Friday that the European Union's strategy of providing financial and military aid to Ukraine has failed. Footage from the beginning of the summit showed him standing alone while other EU leaders greeted each other upon arriving in their discussions chamber, at which he declared, "The Ukrainians will not win on the battlefield." Orban has also stated that he will not support the proposed revision to the EU budget that includes the €50 billion in new aid for Kyiv in its current form. However, he did not outright reject the idea, leaving open the possibility of some sort of compromise. It comes as Budapest works to release billions in aid from the EU budget that has been frozen due to allegations that Orban has undermined democracy. According to a statement from his office, Fico claimed that corruption in Ukraine was pervasive and urged the European Union to ensure that no new aid money would be stolen. He said, "Ukraine is among the most corrupt countries in the world, and we are conditioning what is excessive financial support on guarantees that European money, including Slovak, not be embezzled." As protests erupted in Slovakia following the murder of a journalist who had investigated state corruption, Fico eventually resigned as prime minister. The leftist Slovak political veteran has repeatedly rebuffed allegations of corruption. Neither country refused the possibility for providing aid to Ukraine, even for a long time, Bulgarian Prime Minister Nikolai Denkov said. "The questions are, what type of aid and how it is used, how we are sure, how the European Union is sure, that this aid is used efficiently," he said.